Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this great matchup here that we have today. Springdale Varsity Bulldogs and Fayetteville Bulldogs. We're going to have a great matchup today. We're going to have Springdale, who's currently still undefeated in conference. We're going to have Fayetteville Bulldogs. Now, along with me tonight is Claire McElroy.
Hello, everyone.
So before things get rolling here, let's run over some quick stats for both teams. For Springdale, they have an overall record of 12-2, a conference record of 11-0, and that's going to place them first in conference. Again, for Fayetteville, they have an overall record of 7-10, conference record of 2-9, and that's going to put them at 7th place in conference. And we're just moments away now from watching a great game of soccer tonight.
Definitely, I'm excited to see how it's going to be. It's pretty warm outside, which is always really nice to play in some good weather. Hopefully they don't get too hot, but I'm really excited to see how this game's going to turn out.
Now, as we said in our last broadcast, really, for Springdale's home team, this is really going to be an opportunity for coaches to look at what they want to do for the state tournament. At this point, it's looking pretty favored for Springdale to take conference first place. So what all the coaches are looking to do now is really focus on what they want to do for the state tournament, how they want to move their players, and really the formation and chemistry that they want to start looking at so early on to get an idea of where they want to move for that specific tournament.
Definitely, and also one thing that teams are looking forward to is they have to score goals, because one thing about the conference is if you end in a tie for wins and losses, they go straight to goal differential. So teams right now at this point in the tournament, in the conference play, they're not worrying about just winning games. They're also worrying about scoring as many goals as possible so they can get a higher ranking in the tournament.
And here we go with the first roll of the play with something that we've seen time and time again from Springdale, where that's going to be a pass back and going to send the ball upfield and let Springdale fight for it. And they're going to be receiving it back, playing it defensively there. Again, we'd like to see this composure that Springdale's had from the very first game. They've really come out here with this focused state of mind, and it really shows to their style of play there. We see the ball got played back, and we see the defenders opening wide and just trying to stretch out the field and give themselves a great opportunity to look at every aspect that they can take advantage of.
Definitely, and that's one thing that this Fayetteville side kind of seems to be giving them. They don't have a lot of people on this opposite back side. So that's going to give Springdale room to be able to move the ball freely and have people to pass back to if so needed.
Looks like we also have Fayetteville here with some nice style of play, passing and moving. Nothing too complicated. We have a first run here. Long shot, number 11. Abraham Quintero picking it up with no issues. That's nice to see right away from the get-go. Fayetteville, who's really looking down especially compared to Springdale with an undefeated record, but to have some great quality of play and taking a shot from out wide, it's really nice to see, and hopefully we can see more of that as the game goes on.
Definitely, and also the passing they were doing was really nice. It was very clean and crisp, and it looked really good, so I'm really excited to see what Fayetteville's going to bring to the table, because so far they've been playing really well for these couple of minutes we've been watching so far.
Now, in the last game that Springdale played, they were getting a lot of pressure from Rogers in the first half, so hopefully we can see his implementation of Springdale really feeling out their opponent in the first half and not going out so assertively, but really trying to see what kind of team they're dealing with, what kind of style of play they're going to look for, and how they're going to deal with that. Early on, we have a shot there from Muna Ayala. He's going to hit the top post, and it is going to go out for a goal kick for Fayetteville.
And another thing the Springdale team does really well that we're already starting to notice early on is that they are able to kind of switch to the style of play their opponents are playing. We had Rogers, who was coming out last game, who was very aggressive and came out very quickly and was pushing, so Springdale kind of matched that. But this Fayetteville team isn't as aggressive. They like to play smarter and play more technically. And we see Springdale matching that and playing just the same way they are.
One thing that I really do want to bring out and just talk about, again, from personal experience that I can also relate to, is how Springdale's mentality and the way they're just going to be focusing and looking at the game for the rest of the season. They are currently undefeated in conference again with an 11-0 record. And I was sort of found myself in the same position when I was playing, and we've had a 9-0 record. And it's really, they're putting in a lot of work, these guys. We're going to have a near miss there from Irving Sotero. He's going to take a shot. He's going to go right past the right post. That looks like to be the first real serious, dangerous ball there from Springdale. But as I was saying, it's really all business at this point. Whenever you go to practice, these guys are coming out of 8 hours of school to come out and practice and have a full-on session. And it's not only physical strain, but also mental. Coaches really sitting down with these guys, letting them know what their mistakes are. Even though they've been playing great soccer throughout the entire season, there is still always things to fix. There's always still little things that can be improved on. And I know that these guys are really working on that and taking care of themselves. Again, their bodies, taking care of what they're eating and how they're exercising. And not to mention those ice baths. I mean, I hate to say it, but I really didn't like those. But I know a lot of these guys feel the same way. They don't prefer it, but it's what they got to do to take care of their bodies. And I know their trainer is really pushing their health on them.
A good centering pass from Jose Vega, but kicked out by a Fayetteville defender. And that is going to be the first corner kick of the night for Springdale.
Nelson Barroso will be taking this free kick here. Great shot in. Ruben trying to get a header on that, but it is going to be cleared out with Gilberto Razo taking control there. Wonderful touch in the center, playing it out wide, and it is going to be intercepted. Springdale continuing play with the throw-in. Looks like the players and the referees were just trying to look for a ball there, but it looks like things got situated, and we're going to go ahead and start playing now. Now, one thing that jumps right out at me is Springdale, as I was mentioning, they're really starting to recognize and feel out their team, and they're playing with a lot of patience, I would say. Great header there. That's going to be the first goal of the night. It is going to be Danny Maldonado getting a header. A long cross there from Sylvester Martinez, sending it over to Danny Maldonado, who's going to just take his time, measure that ball perfectly, and hit it right into the back of the net. And that's going to put Springdale up 1-0 just 6 minutes into this first half.
That was a beautiful header, beautiful crossing pass. As a goalkeeper, I know those are the hardest shots to save. Just a header, really beautifully done, just the right weight and the right pressure, right up in the top corner. Beautiful goal.
I mean, this is when Springdale's patience and quality of play just really shines through. When you have a long cross there from Springdale's right back, sending it all the way up forward to Danny Maldonado, who is going to be measuring that ball very calm, looking just to see the right way to hit it, and hits it very nicely, just sliding it past the goalkeeper's hands, and the results are just beautiful.
The one thing the Springdale team is going to have to realize is even though they now are up 1-0, they can't let that get to their heads. But we know that Springdale is very good at keeping composure even when they are ahead. So I'm expecting to see nothing less but this really wonderful play we've seen so far. But they are going to have to remember that, hey, even though we are up 1-0, that doesn't mean we're in the clear yet. And this Fayetteville team just has to realize we still have 33 minutes left. We're not out of this game yet.
Absolutely. One thing that these teams have to, Springdale has to realize is that because they are undefeated, any game that they aren't performing 100% or keeping, realizing what kind of team they are and the fact that they need to keep up their quality every single game, it could be the game that breaks their streak. So they do need to really keep that in mind and really play calm like they have been so far, because that could really start to affect the team, especially around this time. If they do end up conceding or losing their winning streak, it could really start to throw them off mentally, especially going to the state tournament. That's the last thing you want. You don't want to be thrown off your game or out of your rhythm.
Definitely, and we kind of almost saw a little glimpse of that in the Rogers game on Tuesday. We saw a Springdale team that wasn't the same Springdale team we're used to, that was really didn't know what to do and seemed a little bit inconsistent with what they were doing. They were just able to get those last a few goals at the very end of the game, but honestly, I know that you and me both were kind of worried that we might have lost our streak that game. And so it's really nice to see them coming out here and playing the style of play that we know that the Springdale team is capable of.
They were definitely feeling the pressure, but I'm glad to say that they did really fix that in the second half. They came out with that amazing goal from Jose Vega with the back heel in the first 30 seconds. So they got that, and it really put them up top. It really kind of helped them settle to where they knew they should have been. But we did see Springdale really start to feel the pressure there. So I'm glad to see that they're starting to fix that in this game, and they're starting to really play with a lot more patience. Now, while Springdale is out here just playing to keep their streak and to trying to just secure that conference championship, for Fayetteville, it is actually a different story. They are still trying to qualify for state. State tournament I believe only takes 6 or 7 places, the top 6. So really these games are really important, and just imagining the pressure that this team has to go against, knowing that they're trying to get a fighting spot for the state tournament, and that they're facing the best team in their conference. So the pressure really is high. They have to keep that in mind, and hopefully we can see them really fighting to get into that tournament.
Definitely.
Great recognition there. Nelson Barroso passing it out wide to Danny, and Javier Solis is going to realize that that's where that ball is going. He's going to go ahead and let it slide through. That's some great recognition that we see, and again, just a testament to the high quality that Springdale has and that chemistry that they really show. I mean, whenever you know exactly what your player's thinking just by the ball that they're making, or by knowing that your player is one to run behind you, that's a great show of the chemistry and how well these guys know each other.
A little bit of passing in the back from Springdale, just trying to figure out exactly what they want to do before sending the ball up wide.
Great attempt at a back heel there from Ruben, but it is going to result in a throw-in for Springdale anyways. Jose Vega there with a shot. It is going to hit crossbar. Goalkeeper deflecting it to hit the top post, and Nelson trying to get that rebound and try to get another shot on, but it is going to be picked up nicely there. Now Jose Vega there, that's dangerous. He's been scoring an average of 2 games every single game that they've played up until recently, but Jose Vega there took a nice cut and took a wonderful, wonderful shot that really took some high-quality goalkeeping to stop. Now, Clay, we saw that goalkeeper really deflect the ball for it to hit the crossbar, but in that situation, we'd like to hear a goalie's perspective. Would it have been easier or more ideal to catch the ball instead of just deflecting it upwards, and as a result, did Nelson try to get another shot?
Definitely. I feel like anytime you, as a goalkeeper, have an opportunity to catch the ball, you catch the ball. That's how it is. It stays in your team's possession. You have control of it. You're able to kind of slow down and figure out what you want to do. But in that case, really, that ball didn't look very catchable to me. It came in very, very well played by Jose Vega. So I feel like it was the right decision to try to deflect it like he did. If you maybe would have been able to hit it a little bit harder and actually hit it over the goal, I know that would have given the team the corner kick, but it would have been a lot easier to let them have the corner kick than to let them have another shot like they did. He was lucky enough that the second shot wasn't as clean as the first shot, so he was able to save it pretty easily. But a lot of times, if you have that opportunity to catch the ball, you're going to catch the ball. Jose Vega with some fancy footwork.
Trying to get a long shot there from Jorge Avalos, who's going to play it back to Sylvester Martinez. Another long ball from Sylvester. Jose Vega not being able to get a good header on that. And it is going to be a goal kick there, but that was eerily similar to the first goal that we saw from Danny Maldonado. So that's a great attempt there from Sylvester to maybe replicate that play. But Jose just wasn't able to get too comfortable on that, as there were two defenders on him, which Jose is obviously used to, being the player that he is. Most teams really are trying to stack up on him and try to put as much defenses on him as they possibly can.
But also kudos to the Fayetteville side for realizing, hey, this shot was what we just got scored on, so let's put two players on there to make it even harder for that person to be able to get the ball, because originally there was nobody on Danny whenever he made the header for the first goal. So really nice recognition by this Fayetteville side to realize, hey, here's what we did wrong and here's what we need to do better so we don't have another goal scored on us.
Exactly. It's on the job fixing of where you messed up the first time, and if we can see Fayetteville doing a lot of that, it's going to prove to be very difficult for Springdale to try to get some more goals on them. Fayetteville is going to try to move there, but Nelson Barroso is going to be receiving that ball that was supposed to go for Fayetteville. And now we're getting an offensive attack here from Springdale. Ruben playing nice and short to Joel Guzman, who is not going to get possession of that ball, and it is going to be played back.
One thing I really like about the Springdale team is the idea of how much they play back, which a lot of teams, especially in high school, we don't see them doing that a lot because a lot of teams are very offensively minded. They want to get the goals, they want to have the opportunities. But a lot of times from Springdale, we see them playing back, and a lot of times playing back can result in a lot of better opportunities, including, you know, these people in the back can see the entire field and have a better idea of what's going on. And a lot of times also, sometimes just to be a little bit cheeky, you could also wear the offense out because you're just passing the ball back and forth and trying to figure things out. But it's really nice to see from Springdale that they realize that it's okay to pass the ball back and figure out things like that before just trying to take the ball off the field and shoot.
Now that's something I can personally speak to. Coach Bueller really tries to instill that in all of his players because he does realize, again, the advantage that those defensive players have, or those players who are in a behind position. They can really see more options and really let their players out of a situation they might be finding themselves in. I'm not a very technical player, and I played center back for Springdale, but again, it was instilled in us that we had to play it back, and all I had to do was receive the ball, turn, and give it to another player who was option, and just keeping the ball moving and keeping that rhythm is really going to be important. You don't have to do anything fancy, but just recognizing that you do have that option is really going to open up the field and give you a lot more opportunities than you might think.
And after a little bit of a scuffle there, it's going to be Fayetteville ball.
Springdale on the move again. Long ball from Danny Maldonado trying to play to Ruben. Just a little bit too long there. Goalkeeper's going to pick it up. No problem. Another long ball here. Jose Vega. And we are going to have a penalty, as Jose Vega was going to be trying to get a shot on that. He was pulled down by the arm. Referee recognized it immediately, and he's going to point for Springdale to get a penalty kick. I like to see that there's no hard feelings to Jose Vega and Porter Smith, who, as far as I know, have kind of had some interactions before in club, share no hard feelings. They gave each other a high five, recognizing no hard feelings, just part of the game. And we are just going to go ahead and play on. It is going to be Jose Vega taking the penalty kick.
Going to be going for goal number 2 for the Bulldogs.
taking it and placing it right in the bottom right corner. Wonderful goal there from Jose Vega. The goalkeeper almost had it. He gressed the right side. He knew it was low, but just wasn't quick enough for Jose Vega's nicely paced shot. It had some great power behind it, great location. It was calm, cool, and collected and put it in there with no problem, putting Springdale up 2-0 on the scoreboard.
The ref talking to a Fayetteville player about something who seems a little bit upset. I'm not sure exactly what he would be upset about. It's one of the captains.
That is number 5, Jonah Glover there, speaking with the referee, probably trying to speak out why exactly the penalty was called. As a captain, that's really of your duty as a captain for your team. It's almost like a spokesperson. Most referees won't even be willing to hear from a lot of players. They'll be like, you can only speak to me if you're a captain, and a lot of them do hold true to that. So it's important for these captains to try to realize what exactly is going on and to try to communicate that to their players. Long ball, Jose Vega receiving it, cutting wonderfully. Cutting, trying to get in as far as he can, taking a shot, chipping it over the goalkeeper, and it is going to go over the net there. Jose Vega looking for another one. Now, in my personal opinion there, Jose Vega just got a little bit too greedy there. He had the option to shoot, but instead he chose to hold the ball there and try to take on a couple more players or whatever his mentality was. But he did have the opportunity to shoot just a little bit earlier, and by not taking that, I really do feel like that's what caused him to miss it in the first place. In those positions, when you have an open shot and you have the ability to shoot, you just have to take those. You really can't be getting caught up in the way you're dribbling or anything like that. So maybe Jose Vega can recognize that and get another one here and just execute that just a little bit sooner.
Sometimes when you are as skilled as Jose Vega and some of these other players for Springdale, you get so caught up in wanting to do the moves and the fancy things you can do. When you can cut around players, it's really cool and it's fun to watch, but sometimes it takes away from the main focus of the game, which is just score goals. So I feel like Jose Vega just got a little bit too excited, just wanted to go around as many players as he could, and in the end he wasn't able to capitalize.
Especially when it's so early on in the game, you really just want to focus on getting the job done, doing what's necessary, getting goals, securing your team's lead, and then you can go ahead and start to do a lot of that fancy stuff that everybody likes to see, of course. But the main focus really at this point is to get your team in a really comfortable spot, and then you can go ahead and have a little bit more creativity with your plays.
Speaking of creativity with plays, one thing I've been noticing from Springdale tonight is that a lot of what they are doing is the long balls, which we don't see from them very often. A lot of times we like to see those very clear, concise, played out things that are playing down the sides and crossing into the middle. It's interesting to see, and it's kind of exciting to see in a way because we don't see this from Springdale a lot. So it's interesting to see, they got the goal off of that one opportunity that they had. So it's interesting to see if they will stick with trying to play those longer balls or if they'll start to kind of move back towards the more clear, concise play that we see from them usually.
Now, if I had to take a guess why exactly they were doing that, it would be for the same reason, to really just try to get it out of the way. Like, they know that they have some quality players. They know they have quality forwards and midfielders. So if I had to venture to guess, it would be that they're just trying to play those long balls, get some goals in early on so they can really start focusing on playing with the ball more, holding more possession, and things of that nature. So that would be my guess for that. But then again, they could have a different plan or mentality in mind, again, acknowledging that state tournament is coming up here.
Another thing I've also noticed that kind of could possibly go along with this is that Fayetteville is playing a very high back line. Whenever their team is attacking, we see their defense about at the 35 to 40 yard line, which a lot of times, especially against this very quick Springdale team, is different to see. So that could also possibly be a factor in that, is that they're trying to get it over that defense. Substitution for Fayetteville.
We are going to have a couple players coming off for Fayetteville, like you just said. We have substitution for number 5 and number 2. Number 5 being Jonah Glover, and number 2 Christian Ortiz. And we're going to have 35 coming on, Jose Carrero coming on, and also number 32, Skyler Marley. Jose Vega with the long shot. Jose Vega is really looking to get another goal here. He's trying to keep up with that consistent record that he's had of about 2 goals per game, excuse me. So Jose Vega is really trying to keep up with that and really try to hold that true throughout the entire season.
Low goal kick, but picked up by Springdale.
Great fast-paced play here. Danny Maldonado looking to get across there. Doing so, number 4 for Fayetteville, Porter Smith is going to be heading that out of that inside box, and Springdale is going to pick it up and try to look for another play here.
And they're going to call a handball right outside the box, about 12 or 13 yards.
Now again, that's a very dangerous spot for Springdale to be taking their free kick. The first free kick of the game. Fayetteville really has to be careful with those small mistakes. I mean, that could have easily been another penalty, which is heavily favored for the penalty taker against the goalkeeper. Fake run there. Nelson Barroso playing it short to Irving Sotero. He's going to try to play it in, but it's going to go right outside of that net.
A really nice free kick play. I really like that idea. We talked about this last game. They had the 3-striker idea, except that time they had the striker take the direct shot instead of playing out the passing. But we talk about this a lot. Springdale is very, very good at passing, so it was really nice to see something a little bit different for free kicks, something that we don't see from many high school teams at all.
That was a very nice free kick. It seemed very organized and composed. Now, one thing that I did notice also is the effectiveness of it. If Irving Sotero had probably gotten a better shot on that or just a little bit better touch, then he probably would have been able to score that, as it took just a few seconds for the defenders to put pressure on him, and that's really all you need in those situations, just a few seconds, a few moments to get a good hit on it. And he got a hit on it, it just unfortunately didn't end up finishing in a goal.
Free kicks like that a lot of times are just very confusing to defenders and goalkeepers. I know you can probably attest to that as a defender and me as a goalkeeper. It's very hard whenever there are 2 people standing on a ball to be able to tell who's going to be taking that shot, depending on the factors and different things like that. So when you have 3 different people standing on the ball that are all very good shooters, very good free kick takers, that all look like they possibly could be shooting, that's really hard to adjust whenever you figure out who's actually going to shoot.
Yeah, and a huge part of combating those styles of free kicks is communication. Whenever you're talking with your defenders, you have to tell them, hey, there's this, they're possibly going to make a run, so just watch for runner or other plays like that. So it really comes down to communication if you really want to be stopping those free kicks.
And there's going to be a substitution for Springdale and for Fayetteville, 2 substitutions each.
Number 16 for Springdale, Joel Guzman coming off the field, and in his position will be Jesus Aldaco, number 3 for Springdale. Ruben Ayala will also be coming off, and in his place will be Gabriel Guardado. We're at 14 minutes left in this first half, and Springdale is up 2-0 against Fayetteville Bulldogs. Number 3 there, Parker Price, putting some heavy pressure on Nelson Barroso and almost making it seem like he was going to take that ball away from him, but Nelson was just able to slip on by. 25, Sully White being able to take that ball off of Danny Maldonado and trying to get a long ball to service there. We are going to have Jorge there pick up the ball and play it again to Danny. Great ball to Jose Vega right behind the defensive line. Jose Vega not being able to get past him. A hard tackle, but it is going to be clean, and we are going to have, as a matter of fact, a free kick for Fayetteville.
I believe the ref's saying that as Jose Vega went to ground, he grabbed the ball, and so he's going to call that a handball.
Which in that case would be obviously unintentional, but a handball nonetheless. So we are going to have a free kick there for Fayetteville.
What I'm liking to see is kind of as these minutes start to dwindle down, we're about at 12 minutes now, we see Fayetteville really starting to put on that pressure really, really nicely. They're starting to go 50-50 balls and really kind of come at these Springdale players, and it'll be interesting to see if they're able to make any opportunities out of it.
Number 3, Parker Price, trying to put some heavy pressures on Gilberto Razo, running him down. Gilberto Razo holding the pressure very nicely, just letting the goalkeeper pick it up, and we are going to be moving forward now. Long ball to Irving Sotero. Number 10 there for Fayetteville, Huxley Richardson. Losing sight of the ball for just half a second. And again, Irving Sotero is a very quick, very talented player, and he realized that, so he almost got the ball there, just run out of field. But that's one thing that you really have to focus on as a defender, is not losing sight of that ball no matter what. They can't score if they don't have the ball, so that's going to be a huge, huge part of that game.
Foul on number 32.
Skyler Marley there for Fayetteville. Pulling on a little bit on Jose Vega, but it's kind of hard not to. If you don't, he's going to slip right past you, and he's going to make some dangerous plays. So understandably so, but still a foul nonetheless, and we are going to have another free kick now for Springdale, number 7.
More of a traditional free kick from Springdale.
Nelson Barroso there taking it, slipping past, and we are going to have Jesus Aldaco trying to get a header on that, slipping right past that right side of that post.
And they're going to call it a corner kick for Springdale.
There was a deflection there, so Springdale is now going to be exercising their second corner kick of the game with 11 minutes left. Short corner kick there. We have another goal there. Danny Maldonado getting his second of the game. We had a corner that just went right through the middle. It wasn't over the top. It wasn't down low. It was just straight through the middle. Danny Maldonado sprinting in there and getting it right up in the air and sending it right, flying past the net. And that is going to be putting Springdale up 3-0 now with 10 minutes left in the first half.
Once again, just another solid performance by the Springdale team on a set piece. I mean, that's just what they're good at, and so just a really nice goal all around.
Now Danny Maldonado has really come out to play today. He's had 2 goals so far, and we still have about 50 minutes left, 10 minutes of this first half and 40 from the second. Well, the ball gets rolling into some higher action moments here. A huge shout out to all the Springdale teachers who come out to these games and support their students and form them into not only better athletes, better students, but just better people overall. So a huge shout out to all the teachers who come out here and support it, even those who are watching now on the live stream, and those in the classroom who just support them and give them all the resources they need to become better overall. And we'd like to give a huge shout out to them.
Yes, and also just thank you guys so much for supporting. We have another corner kick, a short corner kick played, but Fayetteville's going to be able to pick it up and play out. But Springdale's going to pick it back up with a throw-in. About 8 minutes left in this first half. And there's going to be another substitution. for Fayetteville.
For Fayetteville, we have 25 for number 3 coming off. Jorge Hetal there doing a little bit of a dangerous play. They're trying to dribble out the back, but it worked out for him, and now Springdale's moving forward with the attack. Springdale really pushing forward with some numbers. Danny Maldonado on this left side trying to chase that ball down. We are going to have number 12, Gabe Fisher, really extending that ball out of there. Now Springdale's going to get a throw in here really close to that corner kick.
Good stop there by the keeper, getting it out of the air to stop any type of play that may have came out of that.
Now some Barroso receiving the goalkeeper's punt and sending it back forward. Springdale pushing up with another attack. Gabriel Guardado playing it to Irving Sotero. He's going to try to send it in. Jose Vega getting a shot on. Goalkeeper picking it up. Great there reaction to Jose Vega's shot. That was very, very powerful down there in the middle. The goalkeeper was able to pick that up. Jose Vega now with the ball dribbling down the middle there. Still maintaining possession somehow through all those defenders. Playing it out wide. Jesus Aldaco sending it up. This is going to be a little bit of a high ball there. Gabriel Guardado not being able to send it through. Now, unlike the other stream, I can really say that the weather is starting to change for the better. Last time, as I said that, it looked like it was going to rain on us, but for tonight, it looks like it's going to be a really clear, really beautiful day. Things are starting to change for these players. They had to start playing with wet turf, but now they're really starting to deal with the heat. Having played on this very field, the turf can get very, very hot. The rubber can start to burn the bottom of your cleats. So having these players deal with that is going to be part of the game.
Free kick sent in by Springdale, but nobody's able to capitalize.
We are going to have another corner kick for Springdale.
With just about 5 minutes left in this half.
Short play there. Jose Vega, Nelson Barroso. Jose Vega taking a shot from out wide. It's going to be sent way past the net, and it is going to be a goal kick.
Once again, I just feel like Jose Vega got a little too excited there. He's had a couple of really nice shots tonight. I think he's just getting a little bit too excited. He's wanting to get back into that 2-goal streak that he had at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, he's getting a little bit too anxious on getting that other goal. He definitely has some quality players around him. If he just continues to play with them and play the way he knows how to play and not focus too much on scoring, but rather just playing and creating some great opportunities, I can just about guarantee that he'll get another here. So it really all just comes in patience and trusting your teammates.
That's going to be a throw-in for Fayetteville. Ref calls it back because he said that the ball went out of bounds.
Fayetteville moving up to an attack of their own. 15 setting it up for a throw ball. Thomas Robach sending that long ball, looking for a long play there, but it's going to be just a little bit too centralized, and goalkeeper's going to be able to pick it up. Springdale now moving up with an attack of their own here. Jose Vega sending the ball in there for service. Javier Solis not being able to get a good touch on that and control it, but it is going to bounce off of him last, giving Fayetteville another goal kick here. Now this is a pattern that we've kind of started to see here where Fayetteville moves up with an attack or tries to move out with the ball. Springdale picks it up, comes back with an attack of their own, and really just tries to send it in there and get another goal. So it looks like they're still trying to look for some more goals at this point, being up 3-0 with only 3 minutes left in this first half. Looks like Springdale is still trying to get as much goals as they possibly can.
And now it's going to be another corner kick for Springdale with just about 2 minutes left in this first half. Once again, another short ball.
Great turn there, Nelson Barroso. Jose Vega looking for that shot. It is going to be stopped there.
A wonderful stop by this Fayetteville defense.
Fayetteville's number 34, Shea Glover there with a great stop. Great shot from Jose Vega looking up to that second post. And he's going to put his leg out there. His thighs, I believe, going to be stopping that goal there. Jose Vega thought he had it in the bag, and Shea told him, no way, Jose, that is not going to be going in there, and that's exactly what he did. He stopped a great play there from Springdale, and even a better shot from Jose Vega.
But I find it very interesting that Springdale's kind of starting to revert to the short corner kick play, because I feel like almost this entire season we've seen them usually trying to play those longer shots, but maybe they were realizing those really weren't working for us, those weren't working in our favor, so we should try something different. So it's interesting to see them kind of change their mentality on their corners all of a sudden.
Yeah, I'd really like to see Springdale spice things up, especially being such a high-quality team. See them try new things, try things that they've done before that's been working. Really just have a great mix of things throughout their style of play, considering that they have the ability and talent to execute those plays.
Definitely, and I feel like one thing they're just going to have to realize is eventually those short balls are going to get so, they're going to start using those so much that other teams are going to be able, and this Fayetteville team as well is going to be able to start to recognize those and be able to defend those a lot easier than they are on the longer kicks. Like we saw there, their Fayetteville defense was ready for that shot. There was somebody there ready and prepared in case they did make that shot, and they did, and it was stopped, even though that could have probably been a goal if they would have tried to play a longer ball.
Fayetteville try to get an attack of their own here, but they were looking to get a through ball, which is going to be picked up by Abram, and now we're seeing the play develop from that.
Just about 30 seconds left in this first half.
Trying to send a through ball to Danny Maldonado, looking for a third of the night, but he is not going to be able to pick that one up. Fayetteville here looking for the last attack. Number 39 chasing that ball down. And this is going to be the last play of the first half. We are going to have the short throw from the goalkeeper to Jorge Avalos, who's just going to hold the ball there, wait timeout. And that concludes the first half, ladies and gentlemen. Springdale Bulldogs up 3-0 against Fayetteville Bulldogs. And with that, we conclude the first half. And after a short commercial break, tune back in for the rest of this great match, second half.
I came to the clinic during school, and when I got here, they were very thoughtful and friendly to me, and they took very good care of me.
We provide a full variety of primary care services, preventative, acute care, chronic care for adults and children.
It's been very convenient for me because I haven't had to leave school and go make an appointment.
If your student gets sick, you could send them over to one of the wellness centers rather than having to take off of work.
It's kind of hard sometimes to get out of the work. It's just good that they have like a school-based clinic, because like that, if the child is sick, they could just come over here without the parent coming in.
Anybody can come to the clinic.
Our motto is healthy people, healthy community, and we thought what better way to help improve the health of our community than by starting in our schools.
Zaxby's food has always brought people together, catering to the big moments, the little wins, the long talks, and the quick getaways. Because food this inviting is bound to add a lot of flavor to your life.
Introducing the Zax Pack. Served with chicken fingers, sides, Texas toast, and iced tea. Pick one up for dinner or your next event. Friends, family, flavor. Zaxby's. Indescribably good.
For over 20 years, Community Clinic has served Washington County with quality and affordable health care. With 3 wellness centers in Springdale, located at Jones, George, and Elmdale Elementary, our services include primary care, pediatrics, prenatal, behavioral health, and physical therapy. We offer services in English, Spanish, and Marshallese so that we can help your family. The Community Clinic. Healthy people, healthy community.
Springdale Public Schools are connecting students to
student achievement,
safety, personalized teaching,
partnerships.
At Springdale Public Schools, we're given every opportunity to succeed because we are #the choice for
education,
athletics,
music,
Athletics in Springdale has been producing winners since 1910. Our coaches do a tremendous job connecting our students to our schools. We are one community.
I really like to work on one class for a whole day, which I have the flexibility to do.
So as we were looking at all the various programs, we looked at several different programs, but the one that we were most excited about was the School of Innovation's virtual school because it seemed to have a good balance of it being well organized with a good pace, but at the same time allowing for some flexibility to work with our own schedule and then also allow our kids to be interested in other things as well.
Well, I'm able to help my parents and their company.
So she's helping us to figure out who gets what and put them in the boxes and take them and weigh them and shipping. And so she got to see and be involved in that whole process along the way of what it looks like to try to start a business, which was really fun for her.
So my parents and we own a company called Iachika. It's a company that inspires girls, and we try to really help girls build up their inner strength. We have super cool apparel and events.
Unless she's testing, she can walk away from the middle of her math lesson and come in and see what we have going on.
It's really flexible and enables me to do all sorts of different things.
We started homeschooling about, 3 years ago. Right now, there's so much available in terms of homeschooling that it's a little bit overwhelming.
So I started homeschooling in the 5th grade, and we were doing club soccer, so we were traveling.
I first became interested in the Don Tyson School of Innovation, just what they were doing, and was fascinated by their approach. So I went and studied their website and saw that they had a virtual school.
It's really flexible and enables me to do all sorts of different things. And then also being able to contact teachers if I have questions that my parents can't deal with.
She really loves science, and she was moving so fast that they were able to actually move her up a grade. But then her math, she was kind of struggling with that a little bit, so we were able to try and tweak the program to fit where her needs were.
I'd love to go and play college soccer. I'd love to go as high up as I can in the soccer world. But I think ultimately I'd love to work for NASA, either as an astronomer or as some kind of engineer to help colonize different planets.
The Don Tyson School of Innovation in the Springdale schools now offers middle-level courses.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the rest of this matchup that we have for the varsity boys. Springdale Bulldogs and Fayetteville Bulldogs. Springdale is up 3-0, and we are just moments away from starting the second half.
Now, Mark, what are some of the things that you are looking forward to seeing in this second half from both sides?
So what I'd really like to see is Fayetteville picking it up. Of course, they are the ones that really have more than anything on the line, so I like to see them come out and just really look for any opportunity they can get for goal. And I'd like to see a lot more composure and possession from Springdale. They do have a pretty nice lead going into the second half, so it'd be nice to see them more and look for opportunities for them to grow as a team and just have a lot more practice passing the balls without having the ball in your possession, movement, and things of that nature.
Looks like we should be going any time now. It just seems like two of our refs have gone missing.
One thing that I'm interested to see is how Fayetteville is going to be starting off their kickoff. We've seen time and time again, Springdale does it a few different ways, but their favorite way is to play it back and send the long ball and look for the ball up there. but we haven't really seen how Fayetteville has done it at Springdale's home yet, so it'd be nice to see their take on starting the ball. And with that, we're going to start the game, the second half, another 40 minutes.
They're just going to do something a little bit similar to what Springdale does, just kicking the ball up. And personally, Mark, how do you feel about that kind of start for a soccer game, just the long kick?
Well, that's not something I'm personally used to, but I understand it, especially when you have a team that does apply a lot of good offensive pressure. So what you want to do is you want to send the ball up so you can allow your team to just push up and put a lot of pressure on the teams, then let them really deal with what they want to do with the ball. Although the style I'm more personally familiar with is playing it there to either the midfielder drop it back or to the other forward and look for dangerous play here. 32 looking to get the goal. He's going to send it over the net there. We can see the frustration in that play. That is number 32 for Fayetteville. Skyler Marley there, who just wasn't able to get a nice hit on the goal and send it way over. But that does go to show that Fayetteville really is looking to get that goal, which is what I was hoping to see before the second half started. Another long ball there from Springdale, just setting it up. Great play there from Jose Vega, playing it out wide to Joel Guzman.
She's going to hit a little bit too hard, and it's going to go out of bounds for a goal kick.
Irving Sotera with an attempted center there. Fayetteville moving forward down this right side, trying to take on Sylvester Martinez, but he's going to move the ball just a little bit too far and getting it out of bounds. Springdale now with the throw in. By the looks of it, Springdale isn't satisfied with the 3-0 lead in the second half. They're really looking to get some more goals. They're being really offensive-minded, and they're looking to try to get as much as they possibly can from this game, at least thus far. Ruben Ayala there with some nice pressure and a nice cut to equalize for Danny Maldonado, looking for another shot. Goalkeeper, though, diving and getting the ball in his possession. Great reading of the shot, and he was able to pick it up, even though Danny did put some curve on that.
It's going to be a foul on number 32 for Fayetteville. Just getting a little bit too aggressive there and pushing down one of Springdale's defenders.
That is Skyler Marley once again. That just goes to show how really hungry he is to get another goal there. He's really looking at any opportunity he can get. And while Jorge there was trying to guard the ball, Skyler was trying to look at any opportunity he could get to get the ball, and it ended up in a foul, but he plays on. Danny Maldonado with another shot. Stopped there. Number 10, Huxley Richardson, blocking Danny's shot. Danny really is looking for more goals there.
One thing I'm noticing already pretty quickly out of the gate from both of these teams is that almost doesn't feel as if the passing is as precise as it was in the first half, and that might just be thinking personally, or maybe you agree with me, but it just doesn't seem as if the passing is as crisp as we see out of the Springdale side and what we were seeing from Fayetteville earlier. It just feels like it's a lot of going back and forth between the two teams.
I agree that the passing isn't as crisp, but the reason I believe that is I see a lot more pressure from Fayetteville, not letting Springdale players get it as comfortable on the ball. They're really starting to just increase the intensity just a little bit, so every player from Springdale isn't able to play the same way they were able to start the game. Quintero there, looking like he was trying to get a shot there. Just really wasn't too good of a hit. He's going to send it out wide to the left. Now this is a little bit more of what I was looking from Springdale. A lot of that passing and moving. An unfortunate pass there that's going to go out. But I would like to see Springdale really try to focus on passing the ball and movement, especially at this point in the game, being up 3-0. Maldonado playing down this left side. Runa Ayala there pushing number 12, getting pressure on him. Runa Ayala runs out of field there, not being able to get either a center or dribble in. Didn't really pick his head up there, and he did run out of field, but Gabe Fisher there was chasing right behind him. So as I was saying, at this point of the game, Springdale is up 3-0. That's going to be a goal from Danny Maldonado with the header, penalty from Jose Vega, and another goal from Danny Maldonado.
One thing I also noticed that hasn't, this just reminded me, hasn't really been capitalized on tonight are throw-ins. A lot of times we see Springdale like to use those throw-ins as another opportunity, almost like another free kick of sorts. But I just feel like they haven't really done that tonight. I feel like, once again, you were talking about this earlier, but the pressure that Fayetteville has started to apply in the second half may be a reason for that. But a lot of times I feel like we see them using that as an opportunity to kind of start an attack, but I feel like we really haven't seen that from them tonight like we usually do.
Absolutely. In a lot of games, we do see teams be really heavily reliant on those throw-ins. Either they're happening the whole game or they're just really not able to get something out of it, and they're just really focusing on playing from that throw-in. But in this game, we've seen very little of that reliance on throw-ins. We've seen a lot of focus on play during the field, and we have number 39 there getting the ball from Javier Solis, getting it rebounded off of his face, but Fayetteville now with the attack. 35 for Fayetteville, now moving forward, sending it in, and it's going to be an offsides on number 32. Skyler Marley, great play there from Fayetteville, great reaction, especially from number 39, Jose Carrero, who's going to get the ball from Javier Solis, and those don't feel good getting hit in the face. But he was able to react to it very quickly, maintain possession, move forward, and Fayetteville had the opportunity to get an attack there. Danny Maldonado looking to get another one there. Long shot, goalkeeper there just getting it right there, right in between his stomach and his chest, and getting great possession of that ball. great coverage there. One thing that we saw happen immediately was Nelson Barroso did get that ball off of Fayetteville player's feet. Number 5 for Springdale, Jorge Avalos, did get possession of that ball and move forward, and instantly we saw Javier Solis's reaction to that. He noticed that Jorge was out of his position. He dropped back to take his spot, and they switched right back whenever the play was over. But that's really great recognition from the team. Whenever you have your defender moving forward, it's crucial that you take their position so you don't leave that hole open. Number 39, again, taking the ball off of Nelson Barroso's feet. Now we do see Jose for Fayetteville really being active now. That's 2 plays. He's gotten off of Springdale players, and he's trying to get an attack for Fayetteville. Jose for Fayetteville pleading with number 32 for Fayetteville, Skyler Marley, to really trying to get some possession there. Goal kick, Jose Vega picking it up short, taking on not 1 but 2 players, getting another shot out wide. Goalkeeper diving to save the ball. That's some great goalkeeping there. 2 or 3 shots now on Fayetteville and stopping all of them. Springdale now moving the ball on their offensive move. Goalkeeper diving to stop the center. Again, we see some great goalkeeping here. That is wonderful dive there to stop the cross, catching the ball in midair and holding possession, trying to play it out wide. Now the goalkeeper for Fayetteville, who's been doing a great job of stopping a lot of Springdale's attack, has been Harrison Ennis, who's been doing a fantastic job, not only in the first half, but he's really starting to show out now in this second half. He's had 3 or 4 stops now that were very crucial for Fayetteville.
Now we have Fayetteville on the attack, going for that throw-in that maybe they'll start to use to capitalize on that play like we've been talking about.
Long shot there from Fayetteville, but Quintero sticking his hands up and getting it down with no problems. Fayetteville getting possession of that goal kick. Number 10, Huxley Richardson, fighting to maintain possession.
And they're going to call a foul on Javier Solis, I believe. And that's going to be a free kick for Fayetteville.
Now with 26 minutes left in the second half, if Fayetteville really wants to start turning things around, they really have to take into consideration the opportunity that they have at this point with this free kick. They're going to send that in for a center. Gilberto Razo is going to jump straight up and get that ball, taking possession away from Fayetteville. We are now going to have a goal kick for Springdale.
So you're speaking a little bit about this during the free kick, but as we get to about 25 minutes left in this second half, what are some things you want to see out of Fayetteville now that we've kind of gotten into the game and we're seeing how they're going to play for the second half?
One thing that I'd like to see is kind of recognition and situational awareness. In this game, we've seen Springdale is doing a lot of long balls, and they're continuing to do that. So I'd like to see Fayetteville do a lot of that recognition and seeing how they can counter a lot of those plays and really try to get an advancement of their own. And one thing that I'd like to see here, number 35 for Fayetteville, pushing up, centering it in. Fayetteville getting the first shot of Quintero, diving to get up the ball. Another great opportunity from Fayetteville. But as I was saying, I'd like to see Fayetteville really change on the dime just like that. We do see a lot of Fayetteville players getting out there, getting balls off of Springdale players' feet, and we don't see the same reaction from the whole team that we do from the player who works very hard to get this ball, and we don't see the whole team move up and really support them. So I like to see the whole team really support and move forward on an offensive play. 2 players for Springdale getting substituted off. Number 6, Ruben Ayala coming off, as well as 16, Joel Guzman. Gabriel Guardado coming in and taking his place, as well as Johnny Miranda.
Danny Maldonado grabbing his head in pain over here, bending over a little bit. But the ref doesn't seem to see anything wrong with it. No foul called, play on.
We did see Danny there and Huxley go up and contesting for a header. Danny seeming to get receiving a blow there from Huxley to the side of the head, and they're going to continue to play on. They recognize that there was no intention there, and we continue to play. Fayetteville now moving up with an attack of their own, trying to play to number 25, Sully White, who's not going to get possession of that ball, but it is a great intention from Fayetteville. .25 there, playing a long ball to number 32 for Fayetteville. We are going to have Sully play there to Skyler, who wasn't able to get that, but it was a great through ball, and Skyler just wasn't able to get a good hit on it or really get possession of the ball at all, but it was a great intention.
But now we see Springdale back on the attack, trying to make something out of this, but Fayetteville's going to intercept, but Springdale's going to get it back.
Great play there, Danny Maldonado, Javier Solis, and Gabriel Guardado. Guardado is going to open up out wide, try to get some service in, but he's going to get a touch just a little bit too far. And Fayetteville now with the goal kick. Jose Vega over Quintero playing it out wide. Johnny Miranda on that right side is just going to get the ball out of bounds, and we are going to have Fayetteville returning now with the throw-in. Springdale pushing once again on the attack. Great back heel pass. Just a little bit too narrow there for Johnny Miranda to be able to pick it up. Springdale still trying to move forward there. Jose Vega looking at any option he can get, and the avenue he chooses is playing it across the field to Gabriel Guardado, who just isn't able to get possession of that ball. Long ball there. Jose Vega tries to chase it down and just isn't able to get a good touch on that.
Now, as we move into about 20 minutes left in this first half, for the Springdale side, do you feel as if they have kind of changed mindsets from trying to score, or do you feel like they're still in that scoring mindset, like they want to try to get a goal or maybe 2 more goals before they kind of start to stay back and try to play a possession instead of trying to play so attacking?
From what I am seeing, in all honesty, I really do think Springdale is still trying to get as much goals as they possibly can. I don't think they're at the point yet where they want to settle down and just play possession. I really do think they're still trying to play those long balls, really try out different avenues to score at this point in the game. And once again, we really can't thank our teachers enough. A huge shout out to the Springdale teachers for supporting their students, not only in their classroom, but also coming out to watch them and also watching them on the live stream. Thank you to all the teachers who are forming their students into better athletes, people, and members of society. Great pass there, Danny Maldonado. Danny Maldonado looking for the third ball there. Great header backwards. Springdale's trying to get forward here. Jose Vega, they're trying to stretch out and get that ball, but it looks like he is going to get the tip of his toes stepped on. Not anything too comfortable, anything too major that's going to stop him from playing, but it definitely isn't comfortable or ideal to get that during the game. Johnny Miranda there looking to get a center. Javier Solis picking it up, taking a shot from out wide. Goalkeeper diving out and getting that ball out of harm's way. Great shot and even a better block there.
So Mark, once again, I have another question. So if we were to see, let's say we were to see Springdale score their 4th goal, do you think they would still stay in that attacking mindset, or do you think they would kind of step back? And then also, let's say that Fayetteville got a goal, do you think that we'd see Springdale still staying in that offensive mindset and trying to drop back and be more defensive?
At this point, I really do think it just depends on what's Springdale's goal. If they have a set number of goals that they want to reach before they relax, then it's all going to depend on that. But if they really don't have a specific goal number that they want to reach before they can really tone down their style of play, then I don't think so. I think they're just going to keep on going until they can't go anymore, until the clock runs out. I think they're going to keep on going. Again, unless they do have a specific goal number that they want to reach before they do focus more on passing. Substitution now for Springdale. Number 2, Gilberto Razo coming off. As well as number 10, Jose Vega. Number 12 for Springdale, Marvin Gonzalez taking place. As well as Alan Marquez taking the place of Gilberto Razo. Quintero trying to slide and keep the ball in bounds, but it is going to be just a little bit too late. Now, Clay, what are your thoughts on those two players specifically being substituted out? I mean, in arguably some of the most important positions of the game. We have Jose Vega, a great talented player, being substituted off, as well as Gilberto Razo, another great, very important player. How do you think that Springdale is going to manage with those two substitutions, and what do you think is going to change, if at all?
Well, one thing I believe you and me have talked about before on this live stream is the fact that the quality of the play that Springdale has is insane. Even the people that we do see sitting on the bench that come in as substitutes, they always have they have a wonderful level of play, especially Marvin Gonzalez. We've seen a lot of really nice things out of him when he's come in for various substitutions. So I'm honestly not looking for much of I don't believe there's going to be much of a change between the two, just because we do have such a high quality. Obviously, you know, Jose Vega is Jose Vega. He can do all the fancy tricks and score the crazy goals. But with Marvin Gonzalez, I feel like we still have a very steady, sturdy player in him, and also the same in Alan for Gilberto Razo. I believe that, honestly, I don't think the quality of play is going to change any.
One thing that I really think might change and might benefit Springdale just a little bit more, actually, is taking Jose Vega out of that offensive position. I mean, everybody wants to give Jose Vega the ball because they know he can do magic with it. Really, he can get out of the most difficult situations and get some amazing goals. So maybe putting Marvin Gonzalez there, another great player, but who just is a different type of player from Jose Vega. Maybe we can see Springdale try to really focus, again, as we were speaking earlier, on passing and moving the ball and looking for different avenues instead of just relying on a player to really just do some really nice footwork and just really bring out their talent to get another goal for Springdale. Javier Solis looking like he was trying to play short there. Not getting a good touch on it, though. Now he's dropping back, trying to fight for possession of the ball there. Ian Morrison there, number 35 for Fayetteville. Trying to get past Javier Solis, but just runs the ball out of bounds. And Springdale now continues with possession of the ball. We look like some confusion there from Sylvester Martinez for Springdale. Getting it to Fayetteville there, who picks it up, and Springdale gets possession of the ball once again. Springdale's Irving Sotera there, giving it to Danny, who's going to look up to try to get an attack there. Fayetteville now moving up with an attack here, 35, tracing down that ball. We are going to have Sylvester picking up that ball, playing it to Gabriel Guardado, who's going to do a great job passing it to Javier Solis. Javier Solis looking for that long pass. Marvin Gonzalez looking at his options, playing it out wide. Johnny Miranda. Great attempt at a wall pass there, just a little bit too long for Marvin to get. Another big substitution here for Fayetteville. 35-39. Coming off as well as 11. And coming on will be 22. 7 and number 5.
Springdale breaking up the Fayetteville attack, sending the ball down the field for Danny Maldonado, and it's going to go out of bounds for a Fayetteville throw.
Fayetteville pushing up. Jorge trying to get out of the back. Springdale now to throw in their own defensive half.
Just about 10 minutes left in the second half.
Now we are going to have number 7 for Fayetteville throwing himself in front of that defensive clearance there. That's a great attempt at trying to get the ball there. Walking off like he might have felt that just a little bit with a little limp there, but he definitely really did throw himself and sacrificed again himself to get his team an opportunity. And Fayetteville pushes up with an attack now. Javier Solis defending great there and setting it upfield.
Thomas Roebuck able to stop the Springdale attack. And there's going to be another substitution for Springdale.
We're going to have number 11, Danny Maldonado, coming off for Ruben Ariala. Irving Sotero also coming off and Jesus Aldaco taking his position there. Slowly there, trying to send the ball in. Goalkeeper picking it up before another Fayetteville player can take advantage of that play. Nelson Barroso dribbling up the field, cutting towards the middle, looking to get a shot, and another goal there. Nelson Barroso is going to take a cut towards the middle, send a rocket down that bottom left corner, and get another goal for Springdale. Springdale is now up 4-0 at this point in the second half with only 8.5 minutes left in the second half. Springdale goes up 4-0. You know, although it may not be much, we do see Springdale pulling back just a little bit after that fourth goal. Maybe they're not trying to look for as much goals. Their pace is just dropped back just the slightest bit. But we do see Springdale really starting to recognize that they should be playing just a little bit more composed and really looking for more plays, and they should be long balls or goals at this point in the game. Fayetteville now moving forward with an attack of their own. Jonah's making a good play there out wide for 22. Storm, Skyrim, and not being able to get the ball. We have 25 for Springdale. Sylvester Martinez coming off. And Dave May for Springdale taking his position. And that leaves all but 4 players for Springdale from the original starting players, that being Javier Solis, Nelson Barroso, Jorge Avalos, and Abraham Quintero, the goalkeeper. Other than that, we have a complete change almost from the Springdale side, so it's nice to see a lot of new faces out in the field today and really seeing how Springdale can keep up their intensity and their style of play.
I feel like this is also a strategical move, from Coach Buehler to see, as the conference tournament looms closer and closer, in case people get injured, they're going to have players that are ready to be in that backup position. So he's testing different players out. Some players we haven't even seen before, like Dame, we don't see him play very often, which is really nice to get him out here and see what he can do. But I definitely think that Buehler is doing this on purpose to try to see what can come from some of these substitutes.
Absolutely. I mean, at this point in conference play, that is always an option. Trying to get into the side of these coaches' mindsets as to why they're doing what they're doing. A huge part of it is most likely going to be the state tournament, looking what their options are if need be, substituting a player who would be the best fit for taking their position. Long shot there, sent over the net. Great attempt from Nelson Barroso. Javier Solis now being substituted off for Springdale. And taking Javier Solis' spot on the field will be Roberto Barroso will be taking his spot on the field.
And there we just saw a really nice save from the Springdale keeper.
So then there were two. Now there are only two players from Springdale from the original playing squad, that being Jorge Avalos and Nelson Barroso, apart from the goalkeeper, of course, that have yet to be substituted off of the field. Day May there with the great interception. Now he's moving forward. Long ball there. Ruben just not being able to reach that, but a great attempt from Day May there to intercept that ball and move forward with the attack.
Just about 3 minutes left in this second half.
Free kick now for Springdale. Alan Marquez will be taking that, sending the ball way deep in the ball. Marvin Gonzalez trying to header that, missing the ball, but Springdale is nonetheless going to get another corner kick now. With just 2.5 minutes left in this second half, Springdale now taking a corner kick. Foul call on Springdale. The goalkeeper will now be taking a free kick for Fayetteville.
That was just a little bit reckless from that Springdale side. Just goalkeeper getting knocked a little bit. And, you know, in the 6-yard box, the goalkeeper is protected, so that definitely should have been called a foul.
As time trickles away and the end of the game comes slowly closer and closer, we do see Springdale here still moving on an attack, still moving forward, not pushing back at all, and just keep on pushing forward. Marvin Gonzalez now trying to get a shot on. It is going to be offsides, though, from Marvin Gonzalez's position.
Now, as the game does come to a close, why do you think it is that Springdale keeps attacking and trying to score goals, other than, like we were talking about earlier, with the possible them just trying to get to a certain score ratio, but, you know, maybe in a more competitive sense?
Well, having played soccer for many, many years, I've always been told that one of the greatest respects that you can show another team is to never go easy on them. So maybe that's a little bit what we're seeing from Springdale. They want to really respect their opponent. They don't want to feel like they have to go easy at all. They're going to just play the game that they know how to play. They're going to continue to play at their all 100%, and they expect that from the other team as well. Another aspect of that is we started to see Springdale kind of change their style of play just a little bit. We're going to have a foul now.
And a yellow card. Dude, with only 28 seconds left in the second half.
That is going to be a yellow for number 39 for Fayetteville, Jose Carrero, on Nelson Barroso. He seems to be fine enough to get up on his feet, but as you were saying, I feel like Springdale started to really move in that direction of just trying to keep possession and really just trying to play with the ball. But once we started seeing so many substitutions, really the whole squad started to change. So I feel like the new squad really just wants to get their energy out of there and really start getting tired. So that's where we saw that return to really looking for more goals. But I would definitely say some part of that has to be with being respectful to your competitor and really just giving them the full worth of your game. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of the boys' varsity game. Springdale Bulldogs winning 4-0 against Fayetteville Bulldogs. Tune back in after just another commercial break for the Lady Bulldogs from Springdale and Fayetteville on another great matchup.
I came to the clinic during school, and when I got here, they were very thoughtful and friendly to me, and they took very good care of me.
We provide a full variety of primary care services, preventative, acute care, chronic care for adults and children.
It's been very convenient for me because I haven't had to leave school and go make an appointment.
If your student gets sick, you could send them over to one of the wellness centers rather than having to take off of work.
It's kind of hard sometimes to get out of the work. It's just good that they have like a school-based clinic, because like that, if the child is sick, they could just come over here without the parent even coming in.
Anybody can come to the clinic.
Our motto is healthy people, healthy community, and we thought what better way to help improve the health of our community than by starting in our schools.
Zaxby's food has always brought people together, catering to the big moments, the little wins, the long talks, and the quick getaways. Because food this inviting is bound to add a lot of flavor to your life.
Introducing the Zax Pack. Serve with chicken fingers, sides, Texas toast, and iced tea. Pick one up for dinner or your next event. Friends, family, flavor. Zaxby's. Indescribably good.
For over 20 years, Community Clinic has served Washington County with quality and affordable health care. With 3 wellness centers in Springdale, located at Jones, George, and Elmdale Elementary, our services include primary care, pediatrics, prenatal, behavioral health, and physical therapy. We offer services in English, Spanish, and Marshallese so that we can help your family. The Community Clinic. Healthy people, healthy community.
Springdale Public Schools are connecting students to
student achievement,
Safety. Personalized teaching.
partnerships.
At Springdale Public Schools, we're given every opportunity to succeed because we are #the choice for
Education.
athletics,
Music.
Athletics in Springdale has been producing winners since 1910. Our coaches do a tremendous job connecting our students to our schools. We are one community.
I really like to work on one class for a whole day, which I have the flexibility to do.
So as we were looking at all the various programs, we looked at several different programs, but the one that we were most excited about was the School of Innovation's virtual school, because it seemed to have a good balance of it being well organized with a good pace, but at the same time allowing for some flexibility to work with our own schedule, and then also allow our kids to be interested in other things as well.
Well, I'm able to help my parents and their company.
So she's helping us to figure out who gets what and put them in the boxes and take them and weigh them and shipping. And so she got to see and be involved in that whole process along the way of what it looks like to try to start a business, which was really fun for her.
So my parents and we own a company called HAR-BER. It's a company that inspires girls, and we try to really help girls build up their inner strength. We have super cool apparel and events.
Unless she's testing, she can walk away from the middle of her math lesson and come in and see what we have going on.
It's really flexible and enables me to do all sorts of different things.
We started homeschooling about, 3 years ago. Right now, there's so much available in terms of homeschooling that it's a little bit overwhelming.
So I started homeschooling in the 5th grade, and we were doing club soccer, so we were traveling.
I first became interested in the Don Tyson School of Innovation, just what they were doing, and was fascinated by their approach. So I went and studied their website and saw that they had a virtual school.
It's really flexible and enables me to do all sorts of different things. And then also being able to contact teachers if I have questions that my parents can't deal with.
She really loves science, and she was moving so fast that they were able to actually move her up a grade. But then her math, she was kind of struggling with that a little bit, so we were able to try and tweak the program to fit where her needs were.
I'd love to go and play college soccer. I'd love to go as high up as I can in the soccer world. But I think ultimately I'd love to work for NASA, either as an astronomer or as some kind of engineer to help colonize different planets.
The Don Tyson School of Innovation in the Springdale schools now offers middle-level courses. If you are entering 6th or 7th grade, you can enroll now at the School of Innovation.
School of Innovation offers complete options for an advanced placement program. Students can take classes at an accelerated pace to complete high school with time for other opportunities. Students can attend high school and earn an associate's degree at the same time. At the School of Innovation, you can also earn certifications that are recognized in business and industry.
In 7th grade, academic programs include STEM instruction in math and science, humanities instruction, English language, arts, and social studies, Spanish immersion for non-native speakers, Spanish for native speakers with culture and communication connection. Program of studies include East, engineering, robotics, drones, urban agriculture, medical arts, computer science, visual arts, and theater. If you're interested in applying to the School of Innovation, go to soi.sdel.org for more information and how to enroll.
The Don Tyson School of Innovation Virtual Campus is a new opportunity for grades 6 through 12 to receive a Springdale Schools education anytime, any place. With the blended model, virtual campus students have full access to the Don Tyson School of Innovation campus during school hours for electives, clubs, tutoring, and activities.
The virtual campus is my education on my time.
The Don Tyson School of Innovation Virtual Campus. Anytime, any place.
I think Springdale Schools is a great place to teach. They have cared about my salary. They have cared about my time.
Administration is awesome. They want to be there for the kids. I mean, they are #1 priority.
The staff, teachers, everyone's very nice, very polite, and very welcoming. It really feels like a family.
It's always good when you have a diverse population like Springdale for kids in the classroom to see people that look like them, so it gives them a role model.
I always say if I had somebody like me in kindergarten that could speak both of the languages, that would be tons of help.
We go out of our way to provide everything that we can so that their children can get a wonderful education, because they are the leaders of tomorrow.
Northwest Arkansas, it's growing.
That's one of the great things. I am originally from San Antonio, and I cannot tell you, this is a wonderful place to raise your children.
It's just a great place to live, to work, and just to have fun.
Follow Springdale Public Schools on all social media platforms. On Facebook and Twitter, you can find up-to-date information about events, school closures, and student and faculty achievements. Instagram provides weekly highlights and major news. YouTube is the home for sports live streams, district news, student productions, school board meetings, and live performances. Connect to Springdale Public Schools for pictures, videos, news, events, and more.
And welcome back to this night of soccer between Springdale and Fayetteville. Now we have the varsity girls Bulldogs versus the varsity girls Purple Bulldogs from Fayetteville. And now I am Claire McElroy, and once again I am here with Mark Solis.
Well, thank you for introducing me, Claire. I'm expecting another great matchup here. Maybe could you tell us a little bit how each team is doing so far in conference and a little bit of stats for each team?
Of course. So for the home team, Springdale, we have an overall record of 5-13-1, a conference record of 1-10, which puts them in 7th place in conference. And then for Fayetteville, we have an overall record of 6-8-1 and a conference record of 6-5, which puts them in 3rd. So this is going to be a very interesting match tonight.
We can definitely expect to see some quality from both teams. Fayetteville, obviously, because they are ranked in conference in Springdale, just because we've seen them every single home game, and they really do make it difficult for every single team, and they really make them work for everything that they've want to achieve. So it's going to be a really nice matchup tonight.
Last-minute preparations are being made. Teams are talking through things, trying to figure out what the last-minute strategies are going to be before this match gets started.
No, I do just have to say one last time, I'm still really in awe that Springdale varsity boys are still undefeated, going 12-0 in conference. It's almost unheard of. So it's really impressive, and it's nice to see the support that a lot of the boys do give the Lady Bulldogs for Springdale. So it's nice to see that support that they're giving them, and we're expecting to see another great matchup tonight.
Definitely, and I hope to possibly see a little bit of that excitement from the boys' game come over into the girls' game. We're going to have the girls that just watched the boys win 4-0. Hopefully they're going to come out here and feel that same excitement and joy that they felt when they saw the boys' team winning, and just carry that on throughout the rest of this game.
And again, it's important to just keep it in the back of your mind that while some things may seem just a little bit weird from each coach specifically, they do have their own plans now. They're starting to look at the game just a little bit differently, because they are, again, interested in how they can prepare their teams for the state tournament.
It's going to be Springdale brawl to start off this first half. And once again, we talked about this last game, and it seems as Beeler's going to do it again. We have Aaron Christie once again pushing up and playing that midfield position instead of playing back in the defense. In her place, we have Jackie Studiante once again.
Well, from what Coach saw last time, apparently he really did like it as he's keeping her in that position. She really did a great job of keeping her character traits consistent. She is a defensive player, so to see her come back, even if she is in a really, really offensive position, to see her come back and help her team defend was really nice to see, and I really hope to see more of that in this game.
And there's the first whistle. We're going to have once again another long ball, which we've seen out of both boys' teams tonight. An early bit of a mistake there. And that was just a little bit of a foul by Adriana Parsons. It looked like she may have just fell over a little bit, but the other team was fell with her, and that was called a foul. now we've got a little bit of a throw-in match between the Springdale between both Bulldog teams. And it looks like Springdale's going to come out of it, but Fayetteville's going to take the ball away. And they're going to call that a foul on Springdale, which is going to lead to a free kick for this Fayetteville team. I believe that's number 9, Maddie Wilburn, taking the free kick for this Fayetteville side. Picked up easy by Noelia Romero, who's just going to punch it out. Picked back up by Fayetteville, then kicked it back out by Springdale. Once again, Noelia Romero's going to pick that up. Just going to be playing the ball out of the back.
Kieran Antuna there with some great defending, intercepting that ball.
Number 17, Bella Kiklak, carrying the ball for Fayetteville, but kicked out of bounds, and it's going to be the first corner of the night for Fayetteville.
Now, time and time again, Claire, we've talked about how important these set pieces are. So it's going to be nice to see how Fayetteville will react to this first opportunity that they have at a corner kick. Springdale ladies struggle to get that ball out of there, but Noelia is going to come out and dive right on top of that ball to secure it for Springdale's possession.
One thing that Springdale's going to have to watch out for is that there was a couple players in there that weren't marked for Fayetteville. They were just lucky enough that Noelia was able to get her body out there and get the ball picked up, but there were a couple players that were unmarked. So Springdale's definitely going to have to watch out for that as this game progresses.
Now, Claire, as you know, that one of the biggest factors to that is communication, not only as a teammate, but especially as a goalie, letting your players know who is open and who needs to be marked up.
Definitely, I mean, that's really a key point is communication, especially on those set pieces, because we talk about this time and time again, but goalkeepers are the only players that can see the entire field. So they definitely know kind of what's going on, and a lot of times you find those players that are playing forward or midfielder positions are kind of in their own little bubble, trying to stick with their man and different things like that. But sometimes they don't notice that there's some open players and different things like that. So the goalkeepers really do have to be communicating and telling them who's open and who needs a mark.
Aaron Christie, they're trying to get a play to Parsons. And as a result of that, we can have Springdale with the throw in now. Parsons looking to get a shot from out wide. Just didn't really hit it too comfortably or in a good spot. And we have Fayetteville's goalkeeper picking it up with no problems.
That is Perry Flanagan, I believe, for Fayetteville playing that goalkeeper position.
Parsons sending that long ball. Danny realizing she's just not going to make it. So she lets it slide, and we are still going to have a throw in for Springdale. It looks like to be a deflection.
Yes, number 15, Emily Power for Fayetteville, just missing the ball there a little bit and kicking it out for a Springdale ball. Now, one thing I would like to see a little bit different from the boys' game is the capitalization of those throw-ins. We were talking about this, how the boys' teams just really weren't making the most out of those throw-ins, so we're hoping that we'll see them using those those throw-ins a little bit more than what we were seeing from the boys' teams.
Even from the get-go, we're seeing a little bit more throw-ins take place here, so it's going to be interesting to see how both teams really start to deal with that and how they can use that to their advantage.
And another thing I'm noticing about this Fayetteville team in particular is they are a lot more aggressive than their boys' teams. A lot of times we'll find that the boys' teams tend to be a little bit more aggressive for whatever reason that may be, but tonight, I really feel like the girls are coming out very, very aggressively. Nothing that's too, not dangerously aggressive, but just really putting on that, packing on that pressure, which I find very interesting and something you don't usually see.
I'm actually going to have to disagree with you there just a little bit, Claire. In my experience, I always like to see girls' teams, and they're, in my experience, always just a little bit more passionate. They're always fighting for balls just a little bit more. The boys' teams really, it just happens to be just a select few players, but you do see a lot more technicality, I guess, is fair to say. But in these girls' teams, you definitely get some players who are really out here and really willing to give it their all. But nonetheless, we are seeing a lot of passion from both teams, and we expect to see that play out on the scoreboard.
Denny bringing the ball down and playing out a wide ball. Just Alvarado picking up the ball and playing it to Arlene Delgado, who's going to send a long ball up and out of bounds for a Fayetteville throw.
Eleven for Fayetteville, playing a long ball. Now on that specific play there, we saw number 11 giving a long ball to 18. 18 was able to cut it, get past Jackie Estudiante, and give the ball again to number 11, who just wasn't able to get past Karen Antuna, who slid and got that ball right out of her feet. But now Fayetteville does have another corner kick.
Number 11 for Fayetteville is Reagan Reyes, who made that really nice pass out. Noelle Romero is going to pick up the ball and once again play it out of her goal box.
Danny tried to get possession of the ball there. Aaron Christie and Parsons now moving up with the ball.
Number 19, Sophia Birch, breaking up that passing there, but is going to have a foul called on her, and it's going to be another free kick for Springdale.
Again, these set pieces are going to be a huge, huge part of the game. Jessica Alvarado sending that ball in. Not enough closure on that ball for another Springdale player to be able to pick that up.
And we're going to have an early substitution for Fayetteville. Number 18, Abby Aites, coming out for number 30, Jessica Robinson.
Fayetteville getting the turn on the ball. 11 sending a long ball there, great to number 30. Offsides is not going to be called. Number 30 looking to see her options. Looked like she tried to get a cross in there. Karen Antuna is going to get the deflection off the ball. Fayetteville now with the corner kick.
That was number 30, Jessica Robinson, making that run down that far side. Just Karen Antuna able to get her foot out there at the last second and kick it out of bounds for a corner kick for this Fayetteville side.
hopefully we can see Springdale learn from that last corner kick and really stay true to their man-marking abilities so there isn't a Fayetteville player who can escape them and really try to hit that ball comfortably. And we're seeing a lot of that. We're seeing Springdale really mark up on their positions. Fayetteville diving and trying to get that header in, but it just wasn't enough, and it is going to be sent out for a goal kick.
That's number 11, Reagan Reyes, making that diving header attempt. Good pass by Reagan Reyes out to Jessica Robinson, who takes the shot. And the refs are going to say that that ball was out of bounds whenever it bounced off of the post. One thing I'm noticing so far throughout this game is I feel like both teams are playing pretty evenly matched. I'm not seeing one team that's showing to be more skilled than the other team, I guess would be the best way to put it. I feel like both teams are playing very, very well. The defenses are doing their jobs and being able to keep the ball out of dangerous plays. So I really don't see one team that's posing a bigger threat than the other.
Fayetteville here with the potentially dangerous attack, moving up. 21 continuously trying to get some service, and we're going to have Fayetteville now with another corner kick.
That's Allison Byers who kept on it trying to get that goal, but she just couldn't. Bianca Rivas being able to kick the ball out of bounds.
Seeing a little bit of shoving there in the goal box, but referee's going to say go ahead and play on. Now that corner kick was a little bit of an unfortunate touch there. It did go behind the net, and we are going to have a goal kick now. Again, those corner kicks could prove to be very, very crucial later on in the game. It's not always that you get possession awarded, besides really on a set piece. So it's going to be important for each team to try to capitalize on any opportunity that they can get.
Gonna be Springdale ball.
Springdale creeping up now with these throw-ins. And as we said before, these throw-ins are going to be a huge part of this game. We can tell very, very early on that in this specific game there is going to be a lot of throw-ins, or that's what the way it seems like at least. And Springdale really does look like they're doing a great job of handling and dealing with those throw-ins. I mean, from that play, they've still had possession of that ball, and they even got a shot there from Jessica Alvarado. Just wasn't maybe enough power behind that shot, but it was a great attempt, though, great vision.
Good pump by Perry Flanagan. Noya able to come and pick it up with no problem. Good ball by Jessica Alvarado to Erin Christie, who's going to take a shot. We're just going to go out wide. This is going to be a substitution for Fayetteville, number 21, Allison Byers being subbed out for, I believe that's number 4, Megan Ford. Oh, excuse me, number 2, Eamon Blackwell. But one thing I'm noticing different about these two teams is both teams on their various attacks are playing very differently. I feel like Fayetteville's attack is very straightforward, send the ball up. But for the Springdale side, I feel like they are playing a more passing game, just trying to find those holes in the defense and trying to make their way through. Not just trying to force anything, but just kind of figuring what's happening and playing whenever holes open up.
Yeah, I mean, I can totally see that. I feel like it's very clear when Fayetteville's moving up for an attack, they're going straight at the goal. And we see Springdale doing maybe a little bit more complex of a play where they're trying to pass and move and seeing how the different outlets can work out for them. Fayetteville with the long throw in. Noelle Romero picking it up with no issues though. Now, one thing that I really would like to see Springdale take advantage of is that powerful trio that they have up top. They have Parsons, very, very quick technical player, as well as Aaron Christie, a great defensively minded offensive player, and Danny Avila also, who is very, very quick and technical and has great vision of the field, especially with the player right behind them, Jessica Alvarado, with that great distribution of the plays. So seeing that, I'd like to see Springdale take advantage of that.
Definitely, I feel like even though we were talking about how they do like to pass it, they do pass a lot and different things like that. I feel like they almost are playing a little bit in their own bubble in a way. They do have a lot of really nice outlets and assets to this forward group they have, so I would really like to see them take advantage of that.
Fayetteville moving forward, stopped in her tracks by Karen Antuna. Look forward, Danny Avila looking.
And it's going to be a substitution for Fayetteville. Number 14, Camilla Sorofstancy, coming off for number 6, Tessa Leafy.
Number 3 for Fayetteville, one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Noelle Romero sliding out and stopping that ball. Great one-on-one challenge there. Noelle Romero sliding out the perfect timing, getting that ball in her possession.
That's possibly the best attempt that Fayetteville has had tonight so far, and really, really, really well done by Noelia to stop that ball.
Absolutely. While the advance was impressive, I have to say that goalkeeping is really immaculate. The way she was able to come out, time that perfectly, and not result in a foul or anything.
And there's going to be a substitution for Springdale. Aaron Christie going back to defense.
Now, I'd like to see how that would affect really Springdale's offensive play maybe, because we're seeing Erin Christie, who was a great player both defensively and offensively, coming back to her preferred position in the defense. So to see her come back, it'd be interesting to see how that affects Springdale's attack, but they do still have some great players pushing up top.
Yes, and Anna Centino coming in to play that position that Erin was playing previously, or actually I believe she kind of took Jessica Alvarado's spot, and Alvarado took Erin's spot. She's a really wonderful midfielder, so it's going to be definitely interesting to see how she kind of melds into this team. Just about 18 minutes left in this first half.
Fayetteville's number 3 there trying to pass to her left forward, but Erin Christie intercepting that ball. And now we have Springdale with an attack of their own. Alvarado passing it out wide to Avila.
Another thing, talking about that switch for Erin Christie, I find interesting is the fact that Beeler has kept her out wide, which a lot of times we see Erin playing that center midfielder, that center defender position with Karen Natuna. So it's also very interesting to see how that change might affect the play.
Yeah, we see Jackie Studiante and Karen Antuna still holding that midfielder position on the field, in which he opened up Erin Christie to that right side. I think Beeler recognizes that Fayetteville does have some very quick players, so to keep her on that wing will really help with those players that are very quick and trying to be playing those wall passes. Referee asking for some stoppage time now. Looks like we're going to have a foul.
Heather Gonzalez holding her face, but she is okay. And it's going to be a drop ball.
And with that, we continue the play. Fayetteville's number 3 trying to get past. Springdale putting some hard defensive pressure there.
They're going to call a foul on Fayetteville. It's going to be Springdale ball. It's going to be out of bounds for a Springdale throw.
Now, with only 15 minutes left in this first half, the score is 0-0. We're seeing Springdale really hold their own very, very well. So it's nice to see that Springdale really did come out and is really defending very, very well and keeping Fayetteville away from scoring at all cost.
Tuna able to block the attack.
Karen Antuna is doing a great job, not only this game, obviously, but all season, holding that sweeper position, just clearing everything out, not looking to play too clean or not looking to play too fancy, just getting the ball out of there at whatever it takes.
We have 2 substitutions ready to come in for Fayetteville next time there's a dead ball.
Great defending there from Springdale, stopping her right in her track. Fayetteville coming back with another offensive play. And Christie there, stopping the ball.
Tuna able to get it out to Heather Gonzalez, who's going to play to Arlene. He's going to try to play it up to Parsons, but it's going to be stopped by Amon Blackwell. It's going to be picked back up by Heather Gonzalez.
Jessica Alvarado now 1v1, setting a shot from out wide and just barely missing the post. Now that's a great, great play there. Jessica Alvarado just had one defender before her, and then the goalkeeper, she decided to take a shot from out back, and it resulted in a very close shot.
And now we're going to have 2 substitutions for Fayetteville. We're going to have number 5, Helen Priest, coming on for number 6, Tessa Lee Leafy. And number 14, Camilla Sostansi.
Coming on for number 16 for Fayetteville.
And they're going to call a handball on Springdale, which is going to result in a free kick for Fayetteville.
Number 5 for Fayetteville trying to run down this line, taking 1, 2 players, not passing Karen Antuna. Once again, she comes in as a great positional sweeper and clears that ball.
A little bit of miscommunication there from Fayetteville's forwards, who are going to kick it out of bounds for Springdale throw with just about 11 minutes left in this half.
Heather Gonzalez playing it out wide. Danny to Alvarado. Alvarado looking for that deep play to Parsons. Parsons chasing that ball down. Goalkeeper coming out. Parsons. Goalkeeper keeping that ball at her feet, but that's another great attack there from Springdale.
Anna being able to get the ball down. Heather Gonzalez taking control of it in the midfield. Going to go out of bounds for Springdale ball. Ball to Danny. He's going to play back for Heather Gonzalez, but it's going to get stopped by a Fayetteville defender.
There's under 10 minutes left in this game, and we are still at 0-0. Great goalkeeping there again from Noelia Romero, coming out with another slide, saving the net again. It's been a really good night for her, coming out and having some great defensive saves there.
That's one thing about Noelia, is she's such a great goalkeeper, and this is actually, I believe, just her first or second year goalkeeping, so she's really adjusting very well to being a goalkeeper. She's coming out really well. That was one of my main critiques for her when the season first started, is that she was a little bit timid to come out, but now she's doing it just fine and has saved 2 really good attacks from Fayetteville so far tonight.
I would definitely say she's been doing better than just fine. She's been doing excellent, especially for being her first or second year as goalkeeper. To see her have that be one of her weaknesses, really that timidness of coming out, and see her conquer that and just excelling really at doing it now at this point is just really phenomenal. Fayetteville there, number 5, trying to get a shot on. It hit the post. There seems to be a little bit of a confusion there if it went in or not. Referee's not going to call it a goal.
That was number 5, Helen Priest, with that shot.
Now, if I'm just being completely honest, I have absolutely no idea if that went in or not. That's just one of those balls that is really left up to the referees. They're closer than any of us are, so for them to not call it says that it must have not been in, but wow, was that close.
Definitely. One thing to remember for people watching at home or people that maybe don't watch soccer too much, the entire ball has to be over the line for it to count as a goal. So even if it would have maybe been a little bit over the line, it has to be completely over the line for it to count. So even if that ball maybe hit halfway or something like that, if it wasn't all the way in, it was not a goal.
I mean, even though it might have looked like it would have been for here, or it might have not looked like it was, none of us really know for sure. The referee obviously didn't see it cross the line all the way, just like you were saying. So it wasn't a goal, and now we're continuing to play, and both teams are still fighting to get that first goal of the night with only 6.5 minutes left in this first half.
I definitely feel like that first goal is going to be a breakthrough for whichever team scores it. Whichever team does step up and score first, we're going to see a difference in their play, because we're going to see them almost be a little bit more confident, realizing these are 2 teams that have been playing superb tonight, that have been playing very well. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens whenever that, they kind of have that breakthrough.
And I can expect a reaction from either team. If we see Fayetteville scoring first, I can really see Springdale stepping it up, not only defensively, but offensively, to tie with the team. And if Springdale gets that first goal, I can really see them hammering every opportunity that they can get to get more, and Fayetteville having to react to that and having to defend to that play.
Tuna coming up for that attack, passing the ball to Jessica Alvarado.
Long ball there. Parsons chasing it down. Alvarado cutting nice, see her options. Giving it to Heather Gonzalez. Heather Gonzalez to Danny Avila. Danny Avila looking at her options. Springdale still moving forward with the ball. Number 19 for Fayetteville trying to clear it. Alvarado with the long shot. It's going to move left to the goal. Not quite on target, but a good look at goal and great attempt at trying to get a shot from out wide.
We have about 4 minutes left in this first half.
At this point, it's obvious that both teams realize the importance of this first goal. Springdale trying to get a shot on it, any opportunity they can get, and Fayetteville continuously trying to push up and get another goal. Here we can see Fayetteville is trying to push up to get their first goal of the night, but Springdale just is not letting them pass up at all. Just 3 minutes left in this game. Great interception there from Ashley Garcia. Very dangerous play from Fayetteville. Number 11 getting a shot from out wide. Nelly Romero laying down, getting possession of that ball, keeping it safe in her hands. Alvarado looking to get a shot from out wide. It's going to hit it with the outside of her foot. It's going to curve out, giving Fayetteville the goal kick.
We're going to have a substitution here for Fayetteville. Number 17, Bella Kiklak, going off for number 4, Megan Ford.
Fayetteville pushing up once again, but she is going to run out of field there, and Springdale is going to come back with that throw-in.
There's about a minute and 30 seconds left in this half.
Fayetteville now at the ball at just 1 minute left in this first half. Both teams looking to get a goal.
They're going to call a foul in Springdale's favor. One thing I've noticed tonight is that they have Arlene Delgado taking those deep free kicks instead of Karen Natuna, and I wonder if that's just because Coach Beeler feels like she can take better free kicks, or it's just for some other reason.
Yeah, again, we could just see Beeler wanting to switch things up a little bit, looking into that state tournament, looking to see who else he can have taking those free kicks if need be.
Just about 15 seconds left in this first half. This could possibly be the last play of the half.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and that concludes our first half of this great game. We have the Red Dogs and the Purple Dogs facing each other for another 40 minutes after the short commercial break. Neither team has a goal yet, and we're looking to see one of the teams score the first goal of the game in the second half.
Springdale Public Schools are connecting students to
student achievement,
Safety. Personalized teaching.
partnerships.
At Springdale Public Schools, we're given every opportunity to succeed because we are #the choice for
Education.
Athletics.
Music.
Athletics in Springdale has been producing winners since 1910. Our coaches do a tremendous job connecting our students to our schools. We are one community.
I really like to work on one class for a whole day, which I have the flexibility to do.
So as we were looking at all the various programs, we looked at several different programs, but the one that we were most excited about was the School of Innovation's virtual school, because it seemed to have a good balance of it being well organized with a good pace, but at the same time allowing for some flexibility to work with our own schedule, and then also allow our kids to be interested in other things as well.
Well, I'm able to help my parents and their company.
So she's helping us to figure out who gets what and put them in the boxes and take them and weigh them and shipping. And so she got to see and be involved in that whole process along the way of what it looks like to try to start a business, which was really fun for her.
So my parents and we own a company called HAR-BER. It's a company that inspires girls, and we try to really help girls build up their inner strength. We have super cool apparel and events.
Unless she's testing, she can walk away from the middle of her math lesson and come in and see what we have going on.
It's really flexible and enables me to do all sorts of different things.
We started homeschooling about, 3 years ago. Right now, there's so much available in terms of homeschooling that it's a little bit overwhelming.
So I started homeschooling in the 5th grade, and we were doing club soccer, so we were traveling.
I first became interested in the Don Tyson School of Innovation, just what they were doing, and was fascinated by their approach. So I went and studied their website and saw that they had a virtual school.
It's really flexible and enables me to do all sorts of different things. And then also being able to contact teachers if I have questions that my parents can't deal with.
She really loves science, and she was moving so fast that they were able to actually move her up a grade. But then her math, she was kind of struggling with that a little bit, so we were able to try and tweak the program to fit where her needs were.
I'd love to go and play college soccer. I'd love to go as high up as I can in the soccer world. But I think ultimately I'd love to work for NASA, either as an astronomer or as some kind of engineer to help colonize different planets.
The Don Tyson School of Innovation in the Springdale schools now offers middle-level courses. If you are entering 6th or 7th grade, you can enroll now at the School of Innovation.
School of Innovation offers complete options for an advanced placement program. Students can take classes at an accelerated pace to complete high school with time for other opportunities. Students can attend high school and earn an associate's degree at the same time. At the School of Innovation, you can also earn certifications that are recognized in business and industry.
In 7th grade, academic programs include STEM instruction in math and science, humanities instruction in English language, arts, and social studies, Spanish immersion for non-native speakers, Spanish for native speakers with culture and communication connection. Program of studies include East, engineering, robotics, drones, urban agriculture, medical arts, computer science, visual arts, and theater. If you're interested in applying to the School of Innovation, go to soi.sdel.org for more information and how to enroll.
The Don Tyson School of Innovation Virtual Campus is a new opportunity for grades 6 through 12 to receive a Springdale Schools education anytime, any place. With the blended model, virtual campus students have full access to the Don Tyson School of Innovation campus during school hours for electives, clubs, tutoring, and activities.
The virtual campus is my education on my time.
The Don Tyson School of Innovation Virtual Campus. Anytime, any place.
I think Springdale Schools is a great place to teach. They have cared about my salary. They have cared about my time.
Administration is awesome. They want to be there for the kids. I mean, they are #1 priority.
The staff, teachers, everyone's very nice, very polite, and very welcoming. It really feels like a family.
It's always good when you have a diverse population like Springdale for kids in the classroom to see people that look like them. So it gives them a role model.
I always say if I had somebody like me in kindergarten that could speak both of the languages, that would be tons of help.
We go out of our way to provide everything that we can so that their children can get a wonderful education, because they are the leaders of tomorrow.
Northwest Arkansas, it's growing. That's one of the great things.
I am originally from San Antonio, and I cannot tell you, this is a wonderful place to raise your children.
It's just a great place to live, to work, and just to have fun.
Follow Springdale Public Schools on all social media platforms. On Facebook and Twitter, you can find up-to-date information about events, school closures, and student and faculty achievements. Instagram provides weekly highlights and major news. YouTube is the home for sports live streams, district news, student productions, school board meetings, and live performances. Connect to Springdale Public Schools for pictures, videos, news, events, and more.
Springdale Public Schools are connecting students to
student achievement,
Safety. Personalized teaching.
partnerships.
At Springdale Public Schools, we're given every opportunity to succeed because we are #the choice for
education,
athletics, music,
Athletics in Springdale has been producing winners since 1910. Our coaches do a tremendous job connecting our students to our schools. We are one community.
I really like to work on one class for a whole day, which I have the flexibility to do.
So as we were looking at all the various programs, we looked at several different programs, but the one that we were most excited about was the School of Innovation's virtual.
Welcome back to the second half of action between the Springdale Bulldogs and the Fayetteville Bulldogs. We come back at a tie of 0-0 with just about 30 seconds left in halftime. Teams are getting out there, getting ready for the second half of gameplay. Now, Mark, what are you expecting from both teams in this second half?
Well, let me tell you, for the Springdale Bulldogs to come out in the second half and be tied 0-0 with, I believe, the third place team, in conference. It's really going to be a confidence booster, so I really do expect them to keep on fighting all the way to the end and expect more than just a tie. I expect one of these teams to really come out here, fight, and get this first goal. And whoever gets that first goal is really going to be set apart. And here we go now, starting the second half. Fayetteville starting off with the kickoff. Right away, we see Fayetteville trying to push up and get a goal, and Springdale defending that ball. Now, again, it is just a little bit early for looking at the end of the game, but I think it's important that we remember if this game does end in a tie in regular time, we will be going 2 penalties for each of these teams, set of 5 penalties. So it's just important to keep that in mind, that there will be no official tie for this game. There has to be a winner at the end of the night.
And I feel like that puts a little bit of pressure on both of these teams, just knowing that right now they are tied 0-0. And if that result stands, they go straight to penalties, and it's going to be one team that just makes the penalty when the other team doesn't, or a goalkeeper that saves the penalty when the other one doesn't. That's going to put them having a win or a loss. Right now, Springdale on the attack, with Fayetteville breaking up the attack and taking the ball. We see Erin Christie staying back in that back position. We were talking about whether or not she would move back up or stay back.
So we do see Springdale dropping off to defend, but we also see 3 players for Springdale staying up top to receive those long balls and those clearances so they can move up with an attack of their own.
There was a bit of a push there on Jackie Estudiante, but the ref says play on.
That play was just part of the play. She did get bumped into a little bit there, but she did a great job of defending, and that's really what it comes down to. Number 3 for Fayetteville, looking to get across there. 17, trying to get a touch on the ball, not being able to get a hit comfortably. And the goalkeeper picking it up.
That's number 17 is Bella Keeklack getting that shot on goal.
Parsons now moving forward for Springdale.
And they're going to call it Springdale ball, even though the Fayetteville players believe that it was their ball.
At the end of the day, the referee has the last say, and that is going to be a throw-in for Springdale, and they're going to try to get a play out of that. Pushing forward, short pass. Heather Gonzalez not being able to get a good hit on that, deflected from Fayetteville.
The rest are going to call that Fayetteville ball.
Heather Gonzalez there sending a long ball. Number 11 for Fayetteville turning and trying to send that long ball to number 3. Karen Antuna again defending at all cost.
That's one thing about Karen Antuna. We can talk about how good she is with the ball, but also off the ball as well. She's a very aggressive player. She puts all of herself into it all the time. She plays as hard as she can, and a lot of times that shows whenever she gets the ball. It shows how much she wants this and how passionate she is about the game. And we're going to have a substitution for Fayetteville. Number 18, Abby Aites going off for, I believe that is number 8, Olivia Roark.
Good clearance there from Karen Antuna.
Good passing from Danny and Heather Gonzalez. Springdale back on the attack.
Again, even going into the second half, we do see that Springdale and both teams really are looking to take as much as they can from those throw-ins. Great run here from number 11, taking 2 cuts into that long ball. 3 getting possession of that ball. Fayetteville pushing forward here, possibly the first goal. Long shot going over the net. Springdale not conceding the goal in that play, but it did look to be very dangerous. But we are still at 0-0 with 32 minutes left in this second half.
But one thing is really a testament to Springdale's defense. We had that fast break where number 3 was just able to get behind the defenders, but all of them were able to get back and be ready in case there was a different shot on the play. Now we see number 3 breaking through again with that shot, and I believe that was Karen Atuna able to get it out for another corner kick for Fayetteville.
Again, some great defending there, getting in the way, stopping that shot that could have proven to have been the first goal of the night. Corner kick for Fayetteville. Fayetteville making contact with that ball.
Number 11, Reagan Reyes taking the header, but just out too wide. And we're going to have a substitution. Number 13, Ashley Garcia out for Springdale, and number 21, Fabiola in.
Now again, Claire, given that you've played with Springdale, can you tell us a little bit Fabiola Ruiz and the way she can really play that position well, and really the attributes that would make her a fit player for that position, taking the spot of left back?
One thing about Fabiola is she is fearless when it comes to this game. She plays so hard, so fast, so quick. She's just on it. She doesn't care what it's going to take. She's going to go for that ball and is going to try her hardest to get it. She also has a crazy, insane, strong leg on her. She is able to get... She reminds me a lot of Karen Atuna in that sense of being able to clear out the ball really, really well. So definitely, I feel like she definitely is a worthy candidate to take that left back spot. We've been seeing a lot of plays being built out from Olivia Roark, number 8 for Fayetteville, on that left side. So it's good to have Fabiola there, who is so fearless when it comes to playing that position.
I agree. It is going to be crucial to have players who are willing to sacrifice themselves and really throw themselves in the situations that aren't easy for all players to put themselves in to defend their team's net.
And here we see her stepping up.
Fayetteville on the move, and an offensive play there. Late tackle there from Karen Tuna, I believe.
Ref will not be awarding a card, but will be calling a foul.
Doesn't deem it necessary, but he's going to stop the play and call the foul there. Again, a set piece where you're awarded possession of the ball is going to be important here, especially for Fayetteville, looking to get the first goal. And that is going to be the first goal of the night for the Lady Varsity games. That is going to be from a set piece. Fayetteville scoring the first one, being up on the scoreboard now 1-0 against Springdale Lady Bulldogs.
I believe that was number 11, Reagan Reyes, able to get her body in there just at the last second and get that ball in.
And I mean, I really couldn't stress that enough as I was speaking about how important it is for set pieces, especially whenever you're looking for the first goal of the night. That's exactly what they go ahead and do. They take advantage of that free kick and score off of that. Now, it's really all going to depend on Springdale's reaction. If they can come back, get one of their own, they're still back in and right in the position they were to begin with. But if they really start to open themselves up, they're possibly looking to concede more. So it's really going to be really important on how Springdale reacts to those plays and to that goal.
Springdale having a bit of difficulty clearing out the ball, but the ref is going to call a deflection and give the ball to Springdale for a throw.
Referee says play on advantage. Long ball there, and it is going to go out for a goal kick. Fayetteville with another shot there, nearly missing the goal, but it is going to go out for another goal kick. Short goal kick there, intercepted by Fayetteville. Springdale now looking to play forward. going to be a goal kick now for, corner kick, for Fayetteville.
Springdale's going to be very careful on this. We know that they've just conceded on a set piece, so they're going to have to make sure that they are all marked up and ready.
Now, this is exactly what we talk about a lot of the times whenever games are such high stake and goals are such high value in games like this. Whenever you get scored on, you're looking to tie up the game, you do have to put a lot more pressure and open yourself up to more attacks, just like we're seeing right now. We are going to have a goal kick here. Fayetteville making the last contact with the ball before going out. Number 8 for Fayetteville, driving that line very nicely, and we are going to have another goal for Fayetteville. Seems to be a deflection there. It's going to switch up sides on that goalkeeper. That's just one of those unfortunate touches there, unfortunate deflections that you really can't do much about, but it is going to be a goal nonetheless. Fayetteville Bulldogs go up 2-0 with 24 minutes left in the second half.
And that's going to be number 3, Georgia Templeton, getting the goal.
Now for Georgia, she's been pushing really, really hard to get a goal of her own. And here we go, it's paying off.
Just about 24 minutes left in the second half of play. So Springdale has plenty of time to get those 2 goals back.
Springdale trying to move forward, but it looks like Fayetteville's going to get possession of the ball now. And just like you were speaking to, Fabiola comes in, puts herself in the way, and tries to get possession of that ball there, but it is going to deflect right off of her head, giving Fayetteville the throw in. Fayetteville now looking to get a center, 21, sending it out for Springdale's goal kick. Another short goal kick here. Number 3 again, looking for another shot, setting it just out wide. Fayetteville still pushing forward with that throw-in now. Still keeping possession on the throw-in.
Those last few minutes have been pretty much Fayetteville dominating Springdale's defensive half. (21-on-21). Fabiola there stopping Fayetteville's number 21 there. Stopping her and right in her tracks, and now we're going to have Springdale with a substitution. It's going to be Yesenia coming in for Anna.
Springdale now trying to push up, but it is going to be an unfortunate touch there, getting out of bounds. Fayetteville now getting back once again the throw in.
And it's going to be Springdale ball.
Fabiola with the clearance again, but Fayetteville still really getting a lot of possession and plays from those throw-ins. Just like we were saying earlier, from the get-go, we could tell this is going to be a huge part of the game. So to see them actually doing that just goes to show, really, you can really start to tell a little bit of the future of the game, foreshadowing from the beginning play.
Danny's going to play back to Fabiola, who's going to send the ball up for Heather, but it's going to get intercepted by a Fayetteville player.
Now, Claire, in your opinion, what are you seeing happen? Because really we saw after that first goal, Fayetteville really start to step it up and getting a lot more offensive play. So what do you think what exactly led to that?
Honestly, I think we talk about this a lot, but honestly, I think it's the truth, just the mental aspect of it. They've got the goal. They're ahead now. They're feeling the confidence. They're ready to play. They want more goals. They like the feeling of having that goal, so they want more. So I definitely feel like that's one of the huge things that's leading to Fayetteville all of a sudden kind of making this leap ahead in a way. So I definitely feel like that's one thing that Springdale needs to kind of realize that, hey, they're in this more confident mindset, so we're going to have to start playing differently to try to meet their mindset and play hard as well.
I absolutely agree that a huge part of the game is, in fact, mental. Even whenever you get scored on, you're down. You really have to keep on being smart about your plays and not get too desperate to score or get another goal to equalize the game, because then that's when really things start to fall apart. Here we have Danny Avila now pushing forward, looking at options, playing it out wide to Alvarado. Alvarado pushing forward 1v1, looking to stumble and just the ball getting right out of her feet. Going out for a goal kick now for Fayetteville.
But 18 minutes left in this half.
Now it just takes a few seconds to score a goal, so with 18 minutes, it still is plenty of time for Springdale to really get situated and get a couple of goals in.
First going to call it Springdale ball.
Wheeler now pushing once again, waiting for support. Heather Gonzalez looking to get that ball.
Canada Tierney getting to the ball, playing it up to Heather Gonzalez. She's going to play it out. As we get to the last about 15 minutes mark, what would you like to see on these two teams?
Well, let's start off with Fayetteville. Considering that they are up 2-0 on the scoreboard, I'd like to see them recognize that they don't need any more goals at this point. They have a 2-0 lead. What they should focus on is maintaining possession, really, and maybe defensively. But seeing that they are wanting more goals, it looks like that's what they're going to keep on pushing for. But now let's focus a little bit more on Springdale, what we'd like to see. So they have a couple of options at this point. So with 15 minutes left in this game, it looks like what they could be focusing on is, first of all, getting the tie. That'd be the main goal at this point, but also, and what makes it so difficult is also maintaining your strong defensive side. You need to be very aggressive when you're attacking, but also very aggressive when you're defending. So it needs to be a cohesive unit. Whenever you're pushing, everybody needs to push forward. And whenever you're defending, everyone needs to drop back and defend as hard as they possibly can.
We have Fayetteville on the attack.
Springdale, it looked like they were going to get an attack there. But it was a great defensive tackle there for number 15 for Fayetteville. Long ball there, just a little bit too long for number 3 to pick up for Fayetteville. We're going to have Noelia pick that up and look to play a long punt there, hopefully giving her team an opportunity to push up. Goal kick again for Springdale. Long shot there, number 3. She will be getting another goal there for Fayetteville. Fayetteville now up 3-0 with just 13 minutes left in the second half. Up 3-0 against Springdale.
Number 3, Georgia Templeton getting her second goal of the night.
Yeah, we could tell very early on that she was fighting to get some goals of her own, and it's really, really paying off now. There was some great service there. She was patient. She was realized her situational awareness. She stopped the ball and was able to put it behind the net wonderfully.
Now Springdale's really going to have to figure out their game plan here. They're going to have to realize what is it that we want to do and what is the way we want to do it in the best effective way. Good ball for Jessica Alvarado. And just going to be out wide for a goal kick for Fayetteville.
Substitution for Springdale. Aaron Christie coming off.
Bianca Rivas taking her place. It looks like that possibly could have been something to do with her knee. She does have that big knee brace that she wears. This is going to be a free kick for Fayetteville.
Springdale with the long ball. Fayetteville still getting that ball back and pushing up forward. Fabiola is trying to send that ball out. Springdale doing anything and everything to send that ball upfield and get themselves an attack.
Springdale got up, picking it up and carrying it, playing it out wide for just Alvarado.
Alvarado just barely not being able to catch up to the ball and is going to go out of bounds there. Great play, great long ball. Just wasn't able to make it, just barely. Number 3 now coming off for Fayetteville.
In our place, number 5, Helen Priest. There's about 10 minutes left in this half.
Under 10 minutes left in the second half. Fayetteville with another cross in, trying to get a shot on goal, and it is going to go for a deflection for a corner kick. Now, Claire, maybe you and I can agree here, but this really goes to show how hard a lot of these players are working. I mean, you go into the first half and they were so evenly matched, both fighting to get that goal, and you come into the second half and you're just being worn down all the way. So for you to get scored on really makes it just that much harder to work to get back on the scoreboard. That's going to be a shot that's going to hit the top bar, bounce back, and it's not going to go in, but we are going to have Noelia picking it up out of the air. Near miss again for Springdale. We are going to have a handball here, free kick now for Springdale. Long ball there. Danny Avila almost looked like she was going to pick that up right in front of the goalkeeper, but the goalkeeper was able to pick it up right at the last second, taking it away from Danny Avila.
Fayetteville on the attack. Good clearance. Looks like there could be a fairly big substitution coming for Fayetteville in the last 6 or so minutes of the game.
Looks like they're going to have 4 substituting players, possibly more. As a matter of fact, will be 4 players being substituted for Fayetteville.
Number 2, Amon Blackwell, going out for number 7, Miranda Nelson.
Looks like Fayetteville's coach is preparing another substitution, making it a total of 5. But they're going to have to wait for the next play on that one.
Number 20, Sophia Small, into the game.
Oh, referee's going to go ahead and allow that substitution before the play begins, making a total of 5 substitutions from Fayetteville with just 5 minutes left in the second half.
Number 19, Sophia Birch, out for number 30, Jessica Robinson. Also into the game, number 41, Elizabeth Ware.
Goal kick now for Springdale. Another goal kick here. So we're getting Springdale here with some back-to-back goal kicks. It'd be interesting to see if they're going to change it up at all, or they're just going to keep on sending every single ball forward, looking if they can get maybe 1 or 2 attacks from those. Deflection there now. Springdale with a throw-in. Another play here from Fayetteville. Fayetteville coming on this left side. And we're going to have a center plate in. Fayetteville looking to pick that up. Some good clearance there from Springdale. We're going to have a throw in now for Fayetteville. Long shot there, either for a shot or for a center. Either way, it's going to go behind the net. Going out for a goal kick.
About 2 minutes left in this half.
Not very much time at all, but we are seeing Fayetteville really trying to push and keep Springdale in their own defensive half, trying to put as much pressure and keep the ball on this side as much as possible. And Springdale fighting their hardest to keep the ball out as much as they can. Fayetteville trying to get a play there, but it is going to be sent just a little bit too long, going out of bounds with just 2 minutes left in this game. Not very much time at all. We are seeing Fayetteville pushing very, very aggressively on Springdale at this point.
Ball out of bounds for Springdale. He's again out of bounds for Springdale.
Springdale creeping forward with these throw-ins. Maybe they can get something in this last minute of the game.
Favorite player wide open on that backside.
Alvarado now pushing forward, looking to see she gets a long shot, and we have a goal there for Springdale. Jessica Alvarado getting a shot, sending it over Fayetteville's goalkeeper with under a minute left in this game. Alvarado with the nice cut, great patience there, getting a wonderful shot, sending it over the goalkeeper. Springdale getting the first goal of the night, putting them on the scoreboard. Fayetteville being up 3-1. Springdale Bulldogs with under a minute left coming back and giving it their all. Just a few seconds left in this game, and we'd see Springdale really starting to come out here, giving it their all. That one goal really does motivate you just that much more. They are so tired, but to see them sprinting after every single ball just proves how much goals can motivate you to keep on playing harder and harder and harder the whole game. But the clock is going to run out. That is the end of tonight's games, ladies and gentlemen. The final score for this game: Fayetteville Bulldogs win 3-1 against Springdale. Thank you so very much for tuning in, and have a good night.